AMN DriveTime is sponsored by Aishin, your trusted and reliable source for aftermarket automotive components and technology. Visit AishinAftermarket.com for more information.
Joseph, welcome to AMN DriveTime, sponsored by our great friends at Aishin.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
We're glad to have you. We are in beautiful Las Vegas today for the Apex show, so thank you for taking the time. I know you're a busy guy here. In fact, I was at your press conference earlier today, and I'm sure you've had lots of other places to be as the day is drawn out.
It's a very productive day.
Yeah. Good. So Joseph, you have led turnarounds and driven growth across the commercial vehicle, tire, and diesel engine sectors. Walk us through your career for the benefit of our audience and how you got your start at DRiV and how you are applying your former experience to position DRiV for success in today's evolving aftermarket. So there's a lot there.
There's a lot there, yeah. I got recruited by Cummins.
Oh?
And it's relevant because the years I spent at Cummins were really formative years. It's a wonderful company with a lot of great values, right? And I used to have a mentor, he used to be the CEO of Cummins, Tim Solso, that always told me, you start with character when you hire.
Yep.
Right, and then you look at skills, capabilities, ability, right? Because you can develop. If people have the capability and they have the right character, you can develop them. And
sure.
You really need good people. You need to have people with good character, good values, right? And then if they have the capability, you can train them, you can develop them,
yep.
Right? And then it creates a culture.
Sure.
So with every turnaround, right? I've been in the industry for 30 years now. I've had at Cummins the first 12 years, I was in one job every year. They kept moving me because they used to call me the fixer. So go fix things and fix them quick. So it became part of my personal identity, right? Send Joseph to fix things.
Okay.
And that's how it was. So you always, to fix things, you need good people. You cannot do it on your own. Anyone that says, right, they can do it, or they say, I, right? It's not true, right? You need a good team. But also you need it for sustainability because you're not just fixing something for short term and then you move on and things, right? You're fixing and you want it sustainable. And the only way you can do it is through people. It's not me, it's the team.
Sure.
It's how do you lead them, right? How do you set the right expectations? How do you put the right people in the right role? How do you track, right? And the same thing at DRiV, right? It's not only about growth, right? It's about profitability. It's about sustaining it, right? It's not let's do it one time and then move on. We started thinking about everything has to be accretive to the business, right? Is there incrementality, right? When you talk to marketing and they want to spend, right, the millions of dollars on something, you say, okay, is there incrementality, right? Can you measure it? Right? They're like provocative questions for them if they're not used to it. Hey, but that's how we always used to do it. Yeah, you're gonna get the incrementality out of it. We can measure it, but then is it profitable? Why do we wanna do things that are not profitable, right? They'll cause harm later on. So it's getting the right people, getting the right tools, right? Giving them measuring correctly and driving. And I don't know if you've spent a lot of time, right, these last couple of days with some of our salespeople, but they're all, if you talk to them, you'll find out they're energized, there's passion. The last 2 days talking to customers, I can come out with $100 million of additional business, right? We could, right? The probability didn't exist before coming here.
Wow.
Right? It's like prospecting, right?
Sure.
With those conversations, the relationships we've built, the technology, the products, it created like a prospect list. And within the conversations, right, within an hour or 40-minute conversations we're having with customers, those prospects are turning to real opportunities. So going from 0 to, I would say, 50, 60% opportunity with businesses is, right, it's because the team is dedicated, they're asking the right questions. Customer now understand that we care about them. The technology has gotten a lot better. The product offerings a lot better. It's a very long answer to a very simple question, but the truth is, it's about people, it's about character, it's about culture, right? Yeah. Driven. It's about being active. It's about taking care of the customer. It's about doing the right thing, offering the right technology, and the list goes on. Sorry for a long-winded answer.
No, I get it. You know, you're at the press conference that you held, you talked a lot about culture, right?
Yeah.
And being bold. And maybe just to kind of pile on that, discuss the principles you believe are most essential to driving growth and delivering the exceptional service for DRiV customers.
You can't take a big brush, right, and make a big stroke and say, okay, this is how we're going to grow. You have to break it down for people, right? And you have to focus at the individual parts that make a difference. So if you think about market share, what's the market share? It's having a product to sell, because if you don't have the product, you're not going to sell.
Right.
If you have a product, then you look at, is it available for a customer to buy? And if it's available and you can convince the customer to buy it, hit rate, if you multiply these three, you can maximize market share. So you can improve any one of them, you pull on that lever, you can improve market share. So starting with product, right? We have, right, our core products. And right, there are new vehicles coming into the market and some vehicles dropping out of the market. We have to be on top of it, right, and improve our SKU. Always launch new SKUs to improve, right, and keep coverage.
Well, you have some very world-famous brands.
We're blessed, right? It's a blessing, right? My
Yes.
predecessors have done a fabulous, phenomenal job. It makes my job much easier. I don't have to convince a customer, buy a Wagner or buy a Felpro, right? Just by saying, right, the brand, you're promoting the brand proposition, that it's good for them, it's good quality, it's reliable, right? So that's the hit rate, right? Which improves our hit rate. When a customer sees ours and sees somebody else's, they're going to find, right, be inclined to buy ours. Yeah. Of course, always depending on the type of customer, right, the pricing might be an issue. So if you have a product, you can sell, right? We grow, right? Part of our value proposition is to maximize, right, product coverage. Then new products, you've seen, right? All the it's 31 new products or 35, right? New products we're offering. That's going to open a lot of opportunities for us. They're complementary. They use the same supply chain, right? The end-to-end supply chain. We can leverage our salespeople, their talent, their capability to sell them. It's right. Some are for vehicles, light vehicles. Some are for heavy duty, where we're focusing. And then if you think about the presence, right? If you look at the whole market in the United States, 80% of every place that sells auto parts has our part. Now, are they all carrying it?
Has something
or offers DRiV brand.
Oh,
some type of DRiV.
So one of your brands, yeah.
Yeah, so there are still 20% we need to go after. Then if they offer a DRiV brand, do they offer all our brands? Right? That's another question. Then you find out, no. A lot of them don't offer, right? Maybe they offer steering suspension. Maybe they offer gaskets. Maybe they offer 2, 3 of them, right? But that's where the value proposition for the channel partner is much better if they can sell a lot of our brands. Then it's better in order management. It's better in fulfillment. It's better. It goes on better for rebates for them. They get better, right? Commercial terms, right? And the list goes on. So these are the conversations we're having with a lot of channel partners, and I think there's a lot of value for them, and we're seeing a lot of success from it. And then the last point, right, because the question is about growth. How can you grow when a customer wants to buy your product and they cannot get it, right? So, yeah, do they sell DRiV? Do they carry our SKUs? Then do they physically carry them, right? That's the forward-placed inventory. And that's where we're investing a lot of money in artificial intelligence and category management to become best at it, which I think we're really good at it. And our people are very talented. We have tons of data. But how do we use artificial intelligence, right? And the tools that are currently, right, today available to us to tell them exactly what products they need to be carrying, because in this zip code, this is the vehicle, right, population, and this is their age, and these are the products that are moving. So you tell a customer that, then they don't have to carry a lot of inventory, right, which is, right, cash flow.
Yeah.
We carry, right, and stock the right inventory. We order, right, we can forecast and order the right inventory.
Yeah.
They have less obsolescence, they want us to take back. They have less inventory that is not productive. They want to take us back, right? It's throughout the whole end-to-end supply chain, you will see huge efficiencies and benefit. I think that's how you drive growth. So it's product, presence, and the relationship, and taking care of your customer, and the hit rate, right? Quality of your product, price competitively, right? The great job our marketing team does in promoting, right, the value proposition of our brand.
Terrific. So DRiV unveiled 4 new product categories over the summer across Wagner, FP Diesel, and Monroe product lines. You mentioned it, you have 35 new product launches displayed here at the show. Talk about the importance of the launches and the feedback you've received from your customers and perhaps technicians as well, if you're getting it from the technician as well as your channel partners.
You see, that's a great question. We've revamped our product management, right, go-to-market strategy, right? And a big part of it is focus on the voice of the customer. One thing we could, right, launch a product line and try to push it through, right, our channel. It will take much longer to pick up. You'll need a lot of convincing, and commercially, it might not be the best situation. Now, if you go out to the market and you find out where are the issues, where they're struggling, where are the problems, and you come in and solve for it, that's a quick access to the market. Just like Wagner Lighting now, right? It's grown exponentially in the last 2-3 months because customers are looking for an alternative for something that's no longer there. And you know what? We're there, we're ready, right? And we've been even air freighting inventory in to support our customers,
wow,
right? But on the other hand, we have Garage Guru,
yeah,
right? And they're a fabulous, right, team of team members that have great experience,
yeah,
that understand the market. They have passion and they have empathy for the installer,
yes,
and they're out working with the technicians, understanding their technicians' pain points, and they're coming back and they're feeding the information to us. Another thing we did through the Garage Guru,
that's great data for you guys.
It's great.
Yeah.
We did, right, we also did the tech council. So Garage Guru now has 2 tech councils every month, and tons of information we get out of it. We bring it in, we synthesize it, and it informs our decisions. And that's how a lot of the products you see, right, came from that or from the customer. Customers were telling us, Joseph, we need calipers, right, these Reman calipers, and those are the technicians. They're saying, hey, 8 to 10% of every Reman caliper that we install is failing. We're having to put another one in, and sometimes the second one fails, right? All the labor, nobody's paying us for the labor. They were tired of it. They were getting new calipers. They said they're not getting what they expect, right? And they gave us spec. I'm not gonna talk bad about any other caliper, but that's where we thought, okay, now there is an opportunity, right? Not only will we complete the product line for a break fix, but also there is a need in the market for caliper, and that's how we launched calipers. And they're flying off the shelf. We can't keep them. We're flying them in as well, right? Bulky, heavy. Yes, that's how, right, we go to market.
That's great. And all that data from the Garage Gurus thing, that's very helpful to you guys day to day. I love that, right?
It's fantastic.
Right from the technician level.
And that's the next area we're going to spend money on, artificial intelligence. How do we synthesize all this data? So it's active, it's dynamic, we're reacting much quicker.
So this question may be a little redundant, but maybe just because you're getting it from the Garage Gurus, but how important is that technician input day to day for you guys when you're developing product and coming up with stuff? Is that like just, man, we got to have it kind of thing? Or?
It's gold.
Right.
A salesperson is going to go out, he's going to hear, okay, there is this opportunity or that opportunity, but really they're focusing on our core products, right?
Sure.
Especially if the motivation is sales, right? And right, they benefit from selling more, they're going to go to core product. It's always tough to go sell something that we haven't sold before, right? But the Garage Guru person has a different incentive, right? So they're out, they're listening, they're bringing opportunities. I say they're some of the best salespeople. I call them our technical salespeople, right? I don't call them like technical specialists, right? It's technical salespeople, right? Because they bring in where the issues are, which issues are opportunities, right? Every day, day in, day out. So their data is critical. It's so important.
And the tech is really opening up to these guys because they're peers working together, so they feel very unthreatened to share what they're really thinking, right?
You're absolutely right. Not only that, they have empathy for them because all our Garage Gurus guys, right, were technicians before.
Right.
So they have empathy, they understand, they can put themselves in those technician installer shoes, right? And their goal, one is to help the company, right? They're gainfully employed and do the right thing. But the other goal is to help the technician, right? It has nothing to do with their salary or, right?
Sure.
So I love it, right? It's,
very helpful.
Yeah.
So as we look into 2026, I'm not a big believer in like long-term, like what do you think about 28 and 29? But as you guys look at 2026, what do things look and feel like for the aftermarket?
You said you're not a big fan of the long term, but I'll tell you, I worked for a company that was working on hydrogen engines back in 2000.
Wow.
And they said, we need to learn more about it, so let's bring in a NASA astronaut on the board of directors who was working, because there's a lot of hydrogen in space, right? And so you have sustainable power, right? But that's the vision, right? The strategic planning process can be a 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, but it also has to be 5 year, it has to be 10 year. And I think in our industry, especially with a lot of talk about electrification and, right, how would it impact us? I think it's irresponsible not to think about, right, 10, 15 years out. But in the short term, it's a $500 billion market, right? I think by 2028, right, the forecast is $500 billion, 500 billion. Right? We're just a small piece of it.
Yes.
Right? It's all for the taking. So we need best products, right? And we need to differentiate our product where they're adding value to the vehicle owner and to the installer, right? Which making their lives better as well. Our supply chain has to keep evolving and get better, right? End-to-end supply chain. Where our product, where in the world is a small place now, right? Where in the world the product is being made? How do we bring it the most cost-efficient way? How do we store it with the least amount of capital invested? How do we distribute it the least amount of cost possible? How do we support it after the sale? Because I don't want it to just be a sale and then the customer has an issue. We have a team in St. Louis dedicated to customers, right? They field tens of thousands of calls, right, every month.
Is that the old, is the Moog Training Center still
It's still there, yeah.
I've been there several times.
Well, you're always welcome.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. I believe, right, we have the recipe for success from hearing a customer, right, and what they need, their pain points, to delivering a product that meets and exceeds their expectation.
And so just most recently at the show, you've had some good feedback about 2026. You kind of feel optimistic of what things feel like.
I have. Some people are concerned short term with supply of a certain product, which to us turns as an opportunity, right? So there is this bump. The second one is market. How are people feeling about the market? The sentiment is really good, right? People are saying, hey, we're in November. Last year, November, December started being tough. January, February were very tough. That's what you hear. And people are saying they don't believe that's the case for this year. Right? I truly wish I could predict, because then I would go figure out which stocks to buy. I'm not that good at it, but I have a good feeling. And regardless of how the market performs, I think we have a very solid foundation to grow either way.
Right. Good spot to be in.
Absolutely.
Joseph, it's tradition on AMN Drive Time to do something we call lightning round.
Yeah, please go ahead.
And I'm going to ask you some questions off the top of your head. You're going to give me an answer.
Okay.
All right, you ready?
I'll try.
What's an interesting fact about you, Joseph, that most people wouldn't know by looking at your professional profile?
That I can hit 25 of 25 in trap or skeet.
Nice. That's pretty impressive. Okay, you caught me off guard there a little bit. Do you hire for talent or attitude or both?
Both.
Or something else?
Character, I mentioned, but both, definitely. You can't have one or the other.
In a few words, what's your leadership style?
It's changed over the years, and it changes depending on the situation. So you asked few words, so that's a few words.
Okay.
I care about people. I care deeply about people. I care deeply about developing people, and I care deeply about giving people risks the way people did for me.
You've lived in Nashville for 20 years.
Yeah.
What are your 2 or 3 favorite restaurants?
I don't go out. My wife goes out with her friends. I'm an introvert in nature. I'm an extrovert at work, but when I'm back home, I'm usually at home.
Cooking at home?
We eat and I cook a lot at home, yes.
Okay, that's the best restaurant in Nashville, right? So I understand that you are fluent in French, Spanish, Arabic, and English. What's your favorite language?
English, of course.
Of course, that's the right answer. Joseph, great to have you on AMN Drive Time.
Thank you, pleasure. Thank you for your time. Yeah, that was awesome.
Glad to have you.
Yeah. Thank you.